In this video, we are going to look more in depth at the emails Jack sent Forrest. This video is for people like stuck in Chaselandia, and why must I go, Troy? These guys are so intelligent that we have to uneducate them. If you still believe in Jack after this video presentation, then you should probably seek counseling from professionals. Carl Summers released an email, supposedly written by Jack on June 5 of 2020. Jack states that he found Forrest's treasure chest. The problem for Carl Summers and the Fenn estate is this: they are now claiming Jack found the chest in 2019, but they release an email from June 5 of 2020. This does not prove their point. In fact, it reinforces the point that Jack is fake, and the ending hoaxed. Let's look at the obvious problems in this timeline. So according to the Nookers, Jack found the chest in August, September or October of 2019, but waited up to 9 months before he recovered it, on June 5 of 2020. According to the Nookers, during this time, Jack was setting up residency in Puerto Rico, so Jack had found Forrest's chest, but waited 9 months before telling Forrest, on June 5 that he had found it. Let's examine these absurd and silly lies. On October 25 of 2019, Forrest accidentally emailed Pam Shetron pieces of the Medium article, over 7 months before Jack's email on June 5, so we have to believe the entire event was staged. Furthermore, anyone who believes Forrest didn't know the chest had been retrieved in 2019 is very gullible at best. Dow got an email in December 2019 from Forrest that said, after consulting with several people, the decision was unanimous to stop the search. I will cause the treasure chest to be photographed in situ, and then retrieved. The photos will be posted on this site. I will no longer read or respond to any emails about the search. As of now, December 10, 2019, the chase is over. It is absurd to suggest that Forrest didn't know Jack had retrieved the chest. Forrest staged this fake ending. Let's examine the language from the note Dal Neitzel received in December 2019. To the email Jack sent on June 5 of 2020, Forrest says to Dal, I will cause the treasure chest to be photographed in situ, and then retrieved. On June 5 Jack writes to Forrest and says, when I located it, I took some photos of the chest in situ, and after I opened the lid. The language is exactly the same. Impossible. Let's examine an email from Jack, written on August 13 of 2019. Forrest, I'm going to be there in a couple days for my conference, so if it's still possible to see you, I'd love the opportunity. I promise to keep the chase talk to a minimum. I've given up on finding the treasure at 9 Mile Hole, and have quit the chase, after a fun journey. But over the past year, I've devoted a lot of time and effort into learning about you, and your life, and reading your books, so it would be one of my life's greatest honors just to meet you in person, for a short visit, as a way to close this chapter for myself. I hope it wouldn't be too much an annoyance for you to spare a few minutes, Jack. Only 2 weeks after this email, in which Jack says he's given up on finding the treasure at 9 Mile Hole, the auction site, Forrest Fenn Treasure, says the chest was found in late August 2019. We don't know if Jack did fly out to see Forrest on August 15 of 2019, but we know that right after Jack says he's given up, the auction site says it's found. So what are we to conclude here? Forrest told Jack the parameters of an area to search. He told Jack to retrieve the chest. It's obvious. What's even more obvious is this: Forrest said in his rambling and rumbling writings that the Fenn family would stash things in the woods at a secret location in Yellowstone for later use. That's exactly what the chest at 9 Mile Hole was, a reproduction chest left in the woods by Forrest in 2010. Forrest said he left it on the ground and walked away. Nobody uses language like that when talking about a chest full of gold. The reason he says this is because it was an empty chest. 9 Mile Hole was Forrest's backup solution, a hole card. All of the pictures that we see that have any context are of a closed chest. There are no pictures of an open chest with the surrounding area visible. The ending is an obvious staged event. Forrest never intended to tell anyone where his special spot was.
I have an email dated October 25th, 2019 to Shiloh, that is Forrest Fenn's grandson, that was not meant for me to view. an email from Forrest Fenn accidentally sent to me. It was meant to go to his grandson, Shiloh. This was in October 2019. Okay. In this email, there were things regarding the Medium article that Jack Stoof, whoever he is, allegedly wrote about a remembrance of Forrest Fenn.